This is a precious country, the centerpiece which is openness, and if we keep tipping away at this, we undermine the very fabric of our country. And I just submit to you, Mr. Leader, this is really what's at stake tonight. And
would the gentleman yield?
Yes, sir.
I would just say to my friend that the information that I had hoped we would discuss today, and still hope we'll be able to discuss today, is information that most of the members do not have and have not had access to. And I think our respect for each other as we approach this important decision would indicate that a further discussion, and my view was a discussion that could not be had because of the nature of some of the implications of what we do in an open session, would benefit the debate and the final decision at whatever point that decision will be made. You know, we do know tomorrow when we leave, the Senate's leaving, and there will be no decision made that becomes law this week. But my thought was that all of the members would benefit from a discussion based on information at a level that could not be disclosed in full debate, and a discussion that I hoped would actually see the members respond with appreciation for each other and our ability to talk about one or two items that were secret and what those items might mean, rather than say, did that rise to the level of our time? I don't know what all the members had planned to do tonight, but I suspect that you could argue, if you wanted to, that discussion will be well worth the time. I also suspect if you don't want to, you could argue that it doesn't. But my intention was not to create animus among the members, but to try to create an opportunity where all of our members, as they have this ongoing discussion about foreign intelligence, have just a little broader window. I think it's important we all understand. I'm not proposing we open the entire window. I'm not proposing that we go to levels that we probably, even among 431 of us who respect each other, would want to go to. I thought it would be helpful. We've already debated whether to have this discussion far longer than I had anticipated the discussion taking, but I respect the members' concern about something that we've only done 3 times in 30 years, haven't done very many times in the history of the Congress, and we may decide that the expectation of this discussion becomes so high that no member would ever even consider saying, you know, I saw something here that I think it is truly secret, so I can't talk about it in the full session. I think we should discuss it in a bigger session. But if members begin to think that has to be that somebody has the plans that we didn't know it to nuclear weapons before it's worth having that discussion, we'll never have that discussion. That's not what I'm proposing at all, nor was I anticipating setting any kind of condition that my friends would have a problem with. I truly believe, after months of looking at this issue, that if the members understood, even at the entry level, some of the problems it creates not to have a program in place that deals with these problems, the members would reach a different conclusion. It may turn out that I am wrong on that, and I may take the advice of others who were here 30 years ago when we had 3 of these and decide this is never worth advancing again to my colleagues, that could we have a discussion in private about things that we can only discuss in private. The option here is to discuss it in private or not to discuss it at all. And if my friends want to set a level of that discussion so high that if a member walks out of here and say, well, the world wouldn't have survived without that session, we're never going to have a session where any more of us know the secret level items available to the Congress than know those items right now. I was trying to be expansive in my sense of this discussion rather than restrictive. By the end of the day, I'm beginning to think that may have been a mistake, but I'm still optimistic that we can have a discussion that the members will think, you know, I don't know what I intended to do with the hour tonight, but that was actually as valuable as whatever it was I expected to do. And I would hope that would be the decision the members would make. Was this a more valuable hour for me as I look to the future of these programs than the hour I might have spent doing whatever you would have been doing if you hadn't been here as members of Congress talking about things that, if they're going to be talked about, can only be talked about in this way. And I yield back to my friend.
Well, just finally, in conclusion, I just want to say that I know I speak for every single member of the House of Representatives, both Democrat and Republican, when I say that foremost in all of our minds, foremost is the security of the United States of America. And foremost in our minds is that we do that in the context of the foundations of this country, which are freedom and openness. We walk a very delicate balance this evening. Let us hope we walk it right. Thank you.
The gentleman from Georgia withdraws reservation.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Is there further objection? Without objection, so ordered.
In about 20 minutes, the House will be going into a secret session to discuss the terror surveillance bill and possible related national security information. Each side will be given 30 minutes for debate in that private session. We don't expect members to return for legislative work this evening on the floor. The House will be back in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern for work on the FISA legislation. We'll bring you live coverage here on C-SPAN.